Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Virtually Lost Podcast. My name is Julian, and I'm here with my good friend Robert. How are you doing, my man?
Doing good. We're here for episode 26,
Of the
and
Virtually Lost Podcast. Yes.
we're going to start off with an announcement.
The
Kaguya-sama,
Oh,
Love is
sure.
War. Oh, what were you going to...
No, I was
okay.
gonna-
Were you going to
the
announce it?
legends are true. I was gonna go into some kind of dramatic rant. No,
Oh, yeah.
just go right on ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Season 3 of Kaguya-sama. Our prayers have been answered.
Love is War, if any of you don't know that.
Love
yeah,
truly is war.
Best openings in the game.
Really, truly. If that's very expected of a Kaguya season, a new Kaguya season. We're gonna get a new OP that slaps as hard as possible. I wish they would have done another animation like they did for, or like the ED they did last time for Chica. We didn't see another Chica animation.
Like a little aside closing
little
for one
aside.
episode.
Yeah.
That one was nice.
We didn't
I
know
never
what
watched
it was.
season 2 though, so I don't know how.
You're all
that
excited for season 3? You haven't even seen season 2?
Well,
It's
yeah,
really
'cause
good actually.
No,
That's
because
the whole thing.
anytime I see a series I like getting another season, I'm
You
happy.
just read the
Like,
manga.
I read the manga, so I'm like, I don't have time. I have too much anime
Sorry,
to
we're
watch.
so
No, it's because
we're
it's
not
like
good enough for you, Robert.
you can
I've-
spend that time reading a different series, and that's kind of what I want to do. So I don't have time to watch that manga or that
Your
anime. Although I will say
your superiority
is-
complex is showing. Robert.
that is a series that I would recommend watching, just though because of the voice acting.
Yeah, the voice acting is very good. The whole production, the animation is
Mhm.
actually great for slice of life or
Oh,
slice of
yeah,
life
yeah, yeah.
comedy. It's really good.
Yeah.
You're missing
So
out
watch
on it.
season 3, and for those of you who haven't watched season 2, watch season 2. Maybe I'll get to it also.
No, you won't.
I won't. But
There's some other anime as well that are currently airing, like Komi-san, the only anime that I was excited for this season. Watched
another
the
slice of life.
first episode. It was very good. Okay, so here's the thing: it was great animation wise, great voice acting wise, great art in general. I think the only like character that didn't get like really good like character design was like the main character Tadano, I think is his name. His is a little bit more basic and kind of blocky, but like Komi-san like looks like they really got her like manga accurate. Like it looks really good.
Mhm.
Problem. So Komi-san, spoilers for people who don't really know anything about Komi-san, but it's pretty basic. Komi-san like doesn't really speak in the anime or in the manga, and so a lot of things are conveyed through like text. It's
Hence
the
the name.
Komi can't communicate, right?
Yeah, the title.
The title. So an issue. I think Netflix didn't hire enough translators, or they weren't paying the translators enough money, because like a lot of the text that's like written down that's saying something that's actually important to the plot, or like saying something relevant, it's not translated, and that's kind of an issue. Yeah.
Wait, is the show through Netflix or
through
Crunchyroll?
Netflix? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if Netflix has the technology, because like Crunchyroll's kind of got down where they have subtitles on the bottom for what's said, but then if there's something written, it'll always be on the top of the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if Netflix got the manpower to be
they got the
implementing
money
that.
though. They got the money. They can
got the
hire
money.
people to do that. They got the money.
But I've never seen it happen yet. I've seen it where if it'll be text that's written, it'll just automatically substitute what was on the what was being said on the
it'll
bottom.
like go over it. Yeah, I've
I
seen.
don't know if it's due to it, maybe a fact that it's set within the app, or how they've always set it up. Because I
don't know. All I know is that people were complaining pretty heavily on Twitter, and I didn't really get it until I saw it. But there was like, it was like actually relevant text. It's like, it's a lot of things that aren't getting translated. It's like,
and this is, you said it was like episode 1. Like that's this
Yeah, it was
whole
episode 1.
this whole show
Yeah.
is like,
well, yeah,
it's this guy getting to know Komi,
yeah.
and Komi can't communicate. So
And also, what I've heard is that like the manga is very like text heavy, and they'll have like panels where it's like a lot of text all at once, like maybe in a smaller font, but it's a lot of text all at once, and they're simplifying like what they're saying. You know what I mean? In the translation. So it's like
Yeah.
it was a similar issue. I don't know. I think we discussed it last
For
week with
Squid
Squid
Game.
Game. Yeah,
Hmm.
similar translation issue. So I don't know if it's just Netflix hasn't really invested in their translation team, but they probably
Yeah.
should, especially if they're going to be acquiring more anime, which I think they have plans to do. They have plans to acquire a lot more anime. So
yeah, it will be. They definitely need to focus on that for anything, uh, any international shows that they get, because I think
yeah,
that's kind of translation teams are kind of important for those.
sure are.
Localization is like a big thing that I don't see how they can overlook it for.
Yeah,
It's not like they just started it,
yeah. It's
bringing
not like
in
they just
anime
started.
and K
They've had
dramas.
anime and stuff like that for years.
Yeah,
And
I remember
years now.
watching Angel Beats like in junior high.
Yeah, on
You tell me
Netflix.
you guys, yeah, and you guys tell me that they haven't figured it out by
Like we
now.
haven't
Come
enough
on.
time. We haven't enough time to fix everything. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a weird one to me.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't really make sense to me, especially since Crunchyroll like is this technically I think at least yeah I mean up until they got bought by Sony it was like they were a smaller company, you know.
mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean I
it's
know that that's their specialty, but still, I mean Netflix has a ton of like foreign media, so they should have a pretty decent translation team.
yeah. Hopefully, Komi-san and Squid Game are the driving force for Netflix
Hopefully,
to get it together.
honestly, I see more Squid Game getting them to get that together, but still.
Hey, the quantity, the numbers come from Squid Game, but the quality, the people who watch Komi-san,
True.
they'll know the real pain of that.
True.
Of basically getting probably 40% of the series.
And they could probably flame harder than any fan of Squid Game, probably. As well.
No. Yeah.
Anyways.
I need to get back into some anime. I've just been playing. Oh, I mentioned it last week. I bought Metroid Dread.
Yeah, and are you finally playing it? Has that finally happened?
Yeah, we're recording like later in the day.
Mm.
And I've been playing it for like an hour and a half. It's been fun, but I might be either soft locked or I'm an idiot. One of the two. Because I don't know if I'm having a great time with the game so far. Like it's been an
I actually don't
amazing
expect
hour
that
and a
from you,
half.
Robert. Usually you're pretty good at games. This is actually kind of surprising.
I'm actually, I would say, yeah, I'm good at games, but I'm also someone who easily overlooks something that seems very basic. Like Breath of the Wild, I didn't know I could upgrade armor, so I beat the game.
Oh, shit.
So I was basically getting like half my HP knocked in one hit. I never upgraded my armor.
Explain it to you. They're like, "Oh, you have to just go to a fairy fountain or something."
Yeah, but I remember reading that, and I don't know why, if it was the wording or something, but I thought I could only upgrade my armor once.
Oh.
So when I first saw that early in the game, I was like, well, I might get better armor in the future.
So I'm going to upgrade that.
So I'm going to upgrade that armor. And so basically I got all the way up to the Ganon fight. Yeah. And then I upgraded my armor going into Hyrule Castle. And then I was like, wait, this is so much easier. So that is like, I managed, but there's a lot of times in games where I just like do something completely idiotic. And that's like one of the things I'm thinking I might be in for Metroid Dread. But there's like probably like a 5% chance I'm like soft locked in an area where I can't fight a boss that will get me access to another area.
Interesting.
That's a small chance.
Interesting.
But another thing that I found out, I didn't realize the game was a sequel to Metroid Fusion from like 2002. Yeah. There was like, they started going off like right when you start the game, like a little intro or kind of like a backstory of the last game.
Because I think this is the last time that there was a mainline 2D Metroid. This is like technically Metroid 6 or something, or 5?
I think it was the 4. I think it said 4 within the main. Could be wrong.
I think it's around there.
Yeah. So I was thrown off. I was like, wait, I remember they're showing the synopsis of like everything happening to this point. I was like, damn, this could have been a game. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh wait, this was a game back in like 2002.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's how long it took to develop it. Because I think it originally was supposed to come out in like 2003 or 2004 or something like that. And it took that long until now to actually make Dread. Like
Yeah,
the
and then
name Dread has been in the conversation the whole time. It was always going to be called Metroid Dread. That's
and
but
then
it just
primes
bounced.
have been
It just bounced to studio to studio.
yeah,
Yeah.
because after that, probably like I think Prime came out during the GameCube era, so that
Yeah, and
was
then
after
so that was
that,
the focus. It was just Prime.
and
It was
then
focused on
just
Prime.
years. I don't think there was anything after the Prime series.
There was
for
a
Metroid.
remake of the older ones, I think, of Samus
Okay.
Returns, the second one. It's like I think it's Metroid 2 or something. Yeah,
Gotcha.
but that was it.
Yeah,
For the 3DS or something like that. Yeah,
that's what I've been doing for an
interesting.
hour.
I have actually been playing Deathloop. I've continued to play Deathloop. I took a little break from Persona 5 Gang so I don't get burnt out. But Deathloop is so fun. I love Deathloop so much. It's probably getting up there to be one of my favorite games. I don't know. I love the mechanics. I think it's super inventive and creative. I wouldn't say it's my favorite game of all time. It has a lot of like bugs and a little bit of issues, but just like the system of how it works, of like how everything connects, and how like I thought I was gonna get bored with there being only I guess this is light spoilers, but not really. But there's only like 4 main maps in the game that you kind of like go over and over again. But it's kind of fun because you get to learn the area like really well, and you get to know where like everything is. And it's like, oh, I have to go here. It's like, oh, I remember there's like one thing I have to get from this room, but I like, or like if something's missing, but I know where to get it already. And it's like, it's actually really fun. It's really fun. And like I see the whole like story like culminating into something very obviously that you have to get everybody to like, or you have to do something. Like, I don't know how to say it without like totally spoiling the game, but like. But there's something clear, like there's an obvious objective that they don't tell you, but that you eventually have to get to, and it's like it's fun to like imagine like, oh, how am I going to get everybody to that like objective or something like that, or like how am I going to do everything to get to that objective? And it's like it's actually really fun like planning that out and finding the little secrets, because it's not a story explicitly told to you. It's more of a story just kind of told through like audio cassettes and like notes that you find around. Which is actually one of the hardest parts of that game, because I've like literally skipped. I've done what you've done. Like I've skipped over things I needed to progress the story, because what I needed to progress the story was a little note on like the side of a table, and it's like if you don't see that note, you can't progress the story, or you can't progress. Yeah, so it's like it's interesting. I wish they would have made that a little bit more obvious at first. I learned that the hard way with being like just like running around like an environment for like an hour and a half, not knowing what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah.
Freaking early on in the game for Metroid Dread, you reminded me of that as like a mechanic that, because I'll be honest, the name Dread in Metroid Dread, it's warranted. Because goddamn, when those things chase you, the music kicks in, and I am in like a mentality to survive.
That's it. It was the Halo objective survive kind of thing.
Yeah, I am stressed out while freaking running out of a room, like in game. And the first time like they attack you, because there's a parry system with basic enemies where they attack, and then like there's a light, and you can parry them. And basically it makes it so you can like do a really strong attack after. But for there's certain enemies whose name I've forgotten, if they catch you, then you'll be put in animation, and you have 2 chances, like 2 separate interactions where you can basically parry, otherwise you get a game over. And the first time it happens, you get a little text of dialogue, or not tutorial text, but I was so freaked out I pressed all the buttons like when that text came up, so I never saw what I skipped it. And so I'm still at a point where I'm like, did I miss something that might come back to bite me in the ass? Yeah. So there's been a few times where I've gotten killed by the same boss, like, or not even a boss, just like a little walking mob, like 4 times, like Mr. X in Resident Evil 2, I think it is.
Yeah.
That's
great. That's good. That's funny.
So I'm always just thinking like, damn, what did I miss?
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is sometimes. That's sort of those Metroidvania games. I'll have that.
Oh yeah.
Like, what did I miss? I have to backtrack to another room that I was at like an hour ago, so I can get this power up.
And then after this, though, because I've seen people speedrun the game in like 2 hours, so I'm thinking it's not too long of a game.
Yeah. Well, speedrunners will.
Yeah, speedrunners are a different breed.
Yeah, they're a different breed.
Yeah, absolutely built different. But if I beat the game,
because I know that there's like Metroid, Super Metroid or whatever, Super Metroid players that like that game's supposed to be pretty long, and then they can get it done in like 15, like not even an hour, like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
so it's pretty insane. That's pretty insane.
But yeah, depending on how long it takes me, I plan to either play DDLC Plus or Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, or I was gonna say Catherine Full Body is another game on Switch that I've been wanting to play, or the one I've been pushing back for God knows how long, Persona 5 Royal.
Persona 5 Royal.
One of the three.
Yeah, it's good. I really think that they put enough content on Persona 5 Royal to justify the purchase for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got lucky in that like I played Persona 5 because you let me borrow it, and then Persona 5 Royal I actually purchased for myself. So I only had to purchase one, but
that's why physical copies are so nice. You could just lend them out.
Yeah, you could just lend them out. It's so cool. Remember when Xbox was trying to stop that, to stop sharing or whatever, stop disc sharing? Yeah, so that they would cut out the secondhand market. It had like if you bought something, it got registered to you or something like that.
Oh, it became like console locked.
Yeah, it was like console like something like that. They were trying to do something like that. It was like a new form of it was a new form of security or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah. And then people got fucking pissed. And then PlayStation, it was when the Xbox One was coming out. So the PlayStation 4 was coming out at the same time. So it was like there was a video that PlayStation did where they just it was like a tutorial for how to share games for PlayStation 4. And it was just what like one guy handing the game to another guy. And I was just like, that's it. That was a really big roast at the time. I remember that. People don't talk about that anymore, but that was funny. I remember there was hardcore controversy. And I was an Xbox 360 player, so I was really hyped for the Xbox One. And that wasn't fun.
I'm so stupid. When you said Xbox One, I thought of the original Xbox for a minute. And then you said PlayStation 4. I was like, wait, what the fuck? That doesn't seem right. It's like these are not at the same time.
That's what, dude. Xbox since 360, they've had the worst naming convention of all time. They've been the worst at naming things.
Yeah,
they honestly are the worst.
Xbox 360, Xbox 360 Elite, Xbox 360 Slim, Xbox One,
Why Xbox One? They could have chosen so many other things.
Series X or Series S after Xbox One?
Exactly. It's I think it's Series S, and then the new one, the most like premium, is the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, it's god awful.
God awful. I don't even get it. Why Series X? What does that mean? I don't know. Yeah. I know it probably has a meaning, but like if I can't, even if I can't, I'm like a technical person. Like I would know if it like means something technical, but it's just like Series X. What does that mean? It's not the 10th Xbox, is it? Is it the 10th Xbox? I don't know.
There's really no way for me to understand that one.
Yeah,
like I think
know. I didn't like Xbox, and their explanation was shit for Xbox One. It was like they wanted to be the one entertainment like the one entertainment medium that you use in your house or something, because it plugged into your TV, so you could you could switch to your TV if you want.
And they were very quick on the 4K players, so
yeah,
that makes a bit more sense. But yeah, it's still just so fucking confusing.
Yeah.
PlayStation, they're simple.
Yeah, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't got time for that shit.
Nintendo has made it so we're
wait. Sony they were like, we hit that one really good song, and we're gonna keep playing it till the end of time. Yeah, dude, PlayStation is the perfect name. Yeah. We got it. We're in there.
It's like Lil Nas X with like 8 different remixes of Old Town Road.
Yes, exactly like that. And what were we gonna say about Nintendo?
Yeah, Nintendo, like none of their names really are connected.
Yeah,
but at least it's not Xboxes where it's like a fucking puzzle piece of rotating where they're all rotating around. It's just like
yeah, the Nintendos have been like they're fun. They have fun names. They're like
Mhm.
Super Nintendo, dude. It's the Nintendo, but it's Super now. Fuck yeah.
I think the
Fuck
most they
yeah.
do is like 2,
Except
like,
for Wii. Wii was the weird one. Wii was the black sheep of the family.
Well, they have like they go up to 2 like connecting ones where they did NES, Super NES.
Mhm.
They did Wii U, Game Boy Advance, or is Game Boy Advance? Was there a Game Boy? No, Game Boy Advance. There's the SP and what the fuck did SP stand
Game
for
Boy,
actually?
Special.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because it was just a different version. It was a different re-release of the Game Boy Advance with a light up screen and stuff.
And then the DSs, all of them.
Yeah, DS.
That one actually gets a little confusing. The DSs does get the little
it's like dual
bit.
screen or something. That's what
no. I mean like the DSs specifically, where it goes DS, DS Lite, DSi, 3DS, and then 2DSs came out.
Yeah,
because not everyone wanted 3DSs,
and so apparently it was harmful to children. The 3DS thing was harmful to children.
So then it became
Their
2DS
main demographic.
XL and 3DS XL. That's the only part where like Nintendo kind of got a little muddied.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really like the fucking name of the Super NES. They were just like, fuck it, it's the 90s. Super that shit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Simple, sweet. That's all you gotta do. Meanwhile, Xbox has like the freaking wheel just spinning. Or they're playing darts with the letters and just throwing darts. It's like, oh, we land on X. I guess that's the next model.
That's what we're doing. Congratulations, guys. GameCube, but GameCube, dude, that was a fucking. It's the fucking GameCube.
It was beautiful, just absolutely peak performance. Peak performance. Why was it N64 or Nintendo 64?
Because it was 64-bit.
Oh, see. First thought, I'm like, why 64? But as soon as it's explained to me, I get it. Simple.
So, speaking of PlayStation, speaking of game systems, PlayStation's gonna have a state of play soon. What was it? Next Wednesday. Next day when we're recording on Sunday. So
we record on Sunday. I'm actually thinking of swapping it back to Tuesday. I don't think I need that much time to Wednesday because it's actually pushing it back to where some of the news may be in the question of how
old it is. Or...
Yeah, how old it is. You know, gaming news happens quick.
It's very quick. Yes.
So it's gonna be on Wednesday, October 27th. So the day after this podcast would come out.
Right. Okay.
And
cool.
The state of play is going to focus on third-party games. So I don't know what registers as third-party games under PlayStation.
Yeah. Do we have any rumors coming out of like what's coming out?
I don't know. Persona? No.
Persona?
No.
Persona 6, let's go.
Now there's a few games I want to hear about from Sony though. God of War they had recently, so that one I'm fine with that. Like not getting anything. Final Fantasy is the one that's like kind of just been.
Final Fantasy. Have we even gotten any updates on the other one? They said something really funny during the trailer.
Oh, Chaos.
Chaos. Yes, we have to go kill Chaos.
Yeah, that one was shown. I think in the last showing they had.
Interesting.
And it looked. I'm still trying to get used to that MC. That's why the gameplay looks, pretty brutal.
Oh,
for for a
Final Fantasy
for a Final Fantasy game, but man, that character is just it takes a bit to get used to. It takes a minute.
To the edginess, dude.
Yeah, but if the gameplay's good, as a friend of ours said, who cares about story?
Foreshadowing
for a side segment.
True. That's a good one. So you've been telling me about this game New World. How is this a newer game, or has this game been out for a while?
This game has probably been out for maybe a month and a half max.
Okay, so not too much.
Probably around a month.
Not too much, just considering it's like an MMO or something, right?
Yeah, it's an MMO.
Yeah,
and it's having an interesting, it's in an interesting state right now because there are talks of the economy in the game, as there's currently state of
We love the
deflation.
economy.
Yes. Something you won't think about when it comes to games is the deflation of the currencies within the game. I remember seeing...
Would it be micro or macroeconomics?
Both. Just macro, micro.
Showing how little we know about this kind of stuff.
No, it's macro.
Okay,
macro.
yeah. Macroeconomics of a MMO. Interesting.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that every day.
Yeah. The thing is that's happening right now is, interestingly enough, the amount of gold being used is outpacing the amount of gold generated, like through quests, monster drops, basically every source of income for gold. And the amount of gold used is just outpacing it. So gold is just becoming apparently like the most valuable thing, where people are now like bartering with each other more so than NPC shop prices. They don't do PvPs as much anymore because there's little benefit to it. It's like everyone is like kind of it's basically kind of getting locked out of activity, and not locked out of activities. They're avoiding certain activities because of the impact that it has on gold, or their gold and resources.
Interesting. That's weird. Not using gold. Like, let's trade instead of. I'm not too fond of losing all my gold.
Yeah, and then when I think of this though, this reminds me of Log Horizon, because that was an anime that was in an MMO, or stuck in an MMO.
Oh, back when that was popular.
Yeah, back in those like few years where that was
the beginning of the isekai. Yeah, everybody was locked in into a virtual world.
Yeah, but literally, there's like a little arc in season 2 where people are like, or it's the opposite situation where it's inflation. It's like gold is becoming, ain't worth shit in here. So, how are we gonna combat this? And so that was just like a little arc that they had that, I could understand it was getting boring, but
which is interesting. Because I think it's just not necessarily boring, but it's more niche, because there was a whole anime about that, Spice and Wolf, which is like pretty much just about economics. So it's like that crowd was real into that, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, because there was no, Wolf Girl, but we don't judge.
Yeah, it's just like when you think of getting stuck in a game, I would say, talking about the gold currency for like 3 or 4 episodes isn't what I expected, but
or you could just do what SAO did and say fuck all the mechanics from MMOs and just do like straight up fantasy, where it's like you're soloing a raid boss with two swords. Yeah,
just level 60. I think that was like floor 60, raid boss, 2 swords. Yeah. This guy is apparently hard coded into the game on a different level, because I don't know what. It's so crazy to me that, like, when you see isekai stuff like that, where it's like, hey, a guy beats like a boss by himself. There's the part of it. It's like, oh, it's fantasy. Yeah. But in SAO, everything's been hard coded into the game, so there should be limitations to this.
This guy could just go absolutely ham on everybody.
Yeah, I remember.
And just so everybody knows, SAO would be a shit game, because its menus are absolutely terrible. As someone who knows a little bit of game design, it has nested menu and nested menu. This is worse than a 4X game. Like, this is like this is like the most awful shit. This is like worse than like inventory management games, or it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that UI.
You don't want to go past 2 nested. You don't want to go past 2 nested menus. Like this is like 5. You're like spending 10 minutes just to change the color of your outfit. Seriously, awful.
It was questionable at first. Yeah, I remember when I was hearing about Log Horizon, one of the things my friend like when he pitched the show to me is like, you should watch Log Horizon, like SAO. He's like, that author, that man's never played an MMO in his whole life. That was what he said to me. He's like, Log Horizon's for the real game, all right? It's like, that's for the real experience. I was like, wait, what the hell do you mean? He's like, just watch it, trust. I was like, all right. And then I was watching, I was like, oh yeah, these are some aspects that, would come into play in a game. But, SAO is about the black-haired boy with the sword, with the 2 swords.
Truly.
Who apparently has HP 5 that heals every freaking person in the lobby or in the server. Because I just remember the bridge scene. Yeah, and it's like everyone's just like he's
and
regening.
He wants to get with his sister. All right, just so everybody knows, he wants to get with his sister. That's what ruined the whole show. All right, that's what ruined the show. That was my first anime, and I had to experience that in my first anime.
That was such a.
I don't know how I kept watching anime after that one.
How, honestly, just end after the Aincrad arc or when they get out of the game. Good one season.
Done. Yeah, that's a good one season.
But then they make it Aincrad. No, Aincrad's the first one. They go Elfheim.
Elfenling.
Elfenlight? Yeah, the anime?
That's a whole other show.
Yeah, no, Elfheim Online.
Elfenlight is actually a good show.
Yeah,
terrifying.
That's Lucy, I believe.
Huh?
I think that's the one with Lucy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, no. SAO went off the rails quite a bit.
Yeah. And it was actually garbage. That whole arc was garbage, just in general. Not even just because of that. It was also garbage. It was like we're gonna get through this final boss with the power of friendship.
See. Oh yeah, when the guy literally twirls through thousands of. Okay, that I was like, what the hell's happening? Honestly, apparently I've heard it got good when they did the side story, not focusing on Kirito. I was like,
exactly. Okay. It was like the Gun Gale Online or whatever.
Gun Gale Online alternative.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's when I heard it was good.
Yeah.
And then people apparently liked Alicization, the recent one.
Yeah, the recent one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I have
no interest. Not make me want to go back.
Yeah, I have no interest. But if people are finding enjoyment through it, all the power to them.
I'm power to them. Have fun, kids.
Halfway through season 1, I was like, this ain't it for me. It was like Darling in the Franxx after episode 21, I was like, this ain't
Darling
it for me.
in the Franxx was actually good, but no, it wasn't what everybody expected. Everybody expected an action show from Trigger, and it was a character drama. That's what it was.
Well, yeah, that was the good show. But I'm saying after episode 21. After episode 21, it goes off the rails. It goes that's the way Trigger does.
Trigger,
But if you cut it off, episode 21, I think it is, where like the hand comes out of the hole, ending point. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
But they went on. They're like, hey, we got booked for 25 weeks. We're going to make 25 episodes.
We got people to feed. We got mouths to feed, all right? We're going to make those 25 episodes. I don't care what's in it. You can put aliens. You can put fucking...
Honestly, if they would have ended on episode 21...
You can put zombies. I don't care.
Episode 22 to 25 could have just been the opening on repeat for 25 minutes, and I would have been fine with it.
What?
Just
say that again?
With the open... Episode 22 to 25,
rather than those last 4
episodes, could have been Kiss of Death playing for 25 minutes. I would have been completely content with that. I would have better than what I saw after that.
It's like the Endless 8, but with just the OP.
Yeah, just the opening. That's all I want.
Have you seen the Endless 8?
No, I haven't actually taken time to watch any of Haruhi's season.
Haruhi's really good, except for the
I've heard it's really good.
It's really good, except for the Endless 8. Watch like 2. I think you can watch. I think I've heard people say you can watch 2 of them and you'll get the gist, and then you can skip the rest.
Yeah,
but I went through it. I watched because I literally didn't know about the Endless 8, so I watched the Endless 8.
Oh man, you're
unknowingly
crazy.
Watched the Endless 8.
See, after episp 3, I've been like, yo, I've gone to Wikipedia. I'm like, hey, is something up with this?
They're just rerunning the same episode.
Yeah, I'm like, did I click next episode?
You can like check the menu on like Crunchyroll or whatever. You're like, is this right?
Yeah. Put a report in. I think you re-uploaded the same episode under the. Yeah, no, I don't know if I can go through all it. Quick question: are all 8 episodes having like little niche differences?
It's literally the tiniest of differences. It's the tiniest of differences. There are some, but it's very tiny.
And I'm assuming you didn't pick up them when you were watching it. You found it out after looking at them or looking up what the hell the Endless 8 was.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one. I think there's like one that's pretty obvious, but other than that, yeah, there's like little things that are like afterwards.
Man, yeah, I don't know. It's a cool concept.
It makes sense. I'll say this: it makes sense in the world. It makes sense. It makes complete sense, and it's actually at one point like very tragic, and it's really really interesting. But but yeah, like it could have been 4. It didn't have to be 8.
I was literally thinking 8. Come on, that's 2 months.
Yeah, it could have been, even if you wanted to be really provocative about it, it could have been 4, and it still would have made an impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
The endless 4, whatever.
Yeah.
But man, that was like a good chunk of that season. That was a good chunk of that season, just to, I guess, prove a point or something.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
Like, normally you'd probably see something like that portrayed in 3 episodes, and then like at the end of the 3rd episode is when like a major change would happen.
Yeah.
But 8.
8.
8. Magic number, apparently.
Endless. Yeah, it truly was endless.
Because if you rotate an 8, it's infinity. That's the mentality behind it.
Dude. That probably is why. Oh man, that's interesting.
And then, but I think that was,
speaking of endless things, Mario Party.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even know if there was really a time where I actually finished a full game of Mario Party. It was like, for me, it was always like, you'd play Mario Party, then you'd get bored halfway through, take a break, and then come back, and then you wouldn't finish by the time your friend had to go home or something. That's most of the times what it was for me. That's what Mario Party was for me. I mean, you just had fun playing the mini games.
Yeah, I used to play with my cousins very often, so we had always finish games. And Mario Party for me is kind of just, from my experience, it's winning the mini games and then losing the luck.
Losing the bonus stars?
Losing the bonus stars and low rolling every dice. That's kind of my experience. And then stomping in the mini games.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like you lose at the end because you didn't hit enough red coin stars.
Or you didn't get enough question mark stars.
Yeah, question mark.
But it's fun. I love Mario Party. It's such a
Mario Party is great. It's an integral part of like every childhood. Like people our age, like their childhood is defined by Mario Party. Yeah, I really like the old Mario Parties. I think the GameCube Mario Parties are the best in my opinion.
4 through, I believe, 4 through 7 are on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
great,
all bombs,
amazing,
all of them,
all bangers. And then I will never forgive them for doing that one time when they just put everybody in the same car and then they all had to like ride together. That was trash.
Oh,
garbage.
That was.
I want to fuck with people. Yeah, that was like 10.
That was 10, and it was like 10 Bowser mode. I think was what that one was. Like that. I didn't like I liked the one that came out on Switch recently, but I didn't like them changing the values on everything. Where they changed how much a star costs. They changed how much gold you get from a blue and a red space, like how much you gain from a blue space and how much you lose from a red. Yeah. And then they also gave characters unique dice, which is an interesting concept, but it made Mario Party have a tier list.
Yeah, that's interesting. Which is not fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with a tier list every one of my games.
I don't want to look up a tier list to play Mario Party. It's just, we're just there to have fun. I want to play Dry Bones or listen to, Waluigi or Wario's just sound effects.
Yeah.
Going through the game.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just casual. That's the Mario Party.
It's a party game. It's literally the quintessential party game.
But we're bringing this up because Mario Party Superstars is coming out either, I believe, this week or next week. I think it's like the 29th of October.
I might actually get this one. I don't think I got the last one.
Because this one has brings back some of the best mini games from previous titles and some of the great maps from previous titles. Nice. So I'm excited. I hope they have one of them from 6 because that had the day and night cycle, I think, which was a really cool concept.
That is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah. I think I had 4. That was like my main one when I was a kid.
Ooh, 4 is money. I forget. There was one Mario Party that had a like a side mini game or like kind of a side series where you drove cars with balloons, I think. And I don't know, or no, it was it wasn't balloons. It was like a destruction derby kind of.
Was it a mini game?
It wasn't like a mini game you play in the middle of a game. Like it was its own special mode where it was like a destruction derby with cars. It was very fun, but I don't know why the hell it was in the Mario Party because it was it was basically a single player thing to do. Dude,
no, I remember. I almost certain that for the Wii, the one I think was 8. I think for
8
the Wii
is on the Wii.
They had I think it was basically a beta of Mario Kart, the Mario Kart Wii. that came out on the Wii. Because it was like a very basic version of like Mario Kart was one of the mini games. It was like, oh, this has to be like this is interesting because this has to because Mario Kart hadn't come out yet, I think, and it looked like a straight up a beta of like Mario Kart. It was really interesting. Because it had motorcycles in it too. It had motorcycles.
Oh.
Like you were on motorcycles, and that's like the new thing they introduced in Mario Kart was motorcycles.
I'll be honest, they need to bring back Double Dash. Double Dash
was sick as fuck.
Was a unique experience of teamwork in Mario Kart, which hasn't been replicated.
No.
And I think that bringing it back would just be amazing.
It could change the whole game.
The comms that happened when you were holding a red shell as a driver and you have to pass it to the person behind you. My goodness, it was such a fun time.
Truly.
Mm-hmm. Or you have to sync swapping between front seat and back seat with the person behind you. So you both had to press Z on the game controller at the same time. It was so fun, and it was great. You know, you two were a fucking team. You were like this.
Dude, I don't know why. Also, it's like I don't know why I love like GameCube graphics. The graphics like that were like on the GameCube era, like were just so fucking clean. I don't know. Like, I just remember I have really fond memories. I really love the look of like how like Melee looks or like how like Wind Waker and all that stuff. Like I don't know. I think they had really good art styles on GameCube.
A lot of the games hold up. Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness, Kirby Air Ride. There's a bunch of games that were just
because it was that era once people had like gotten a hang of 3D. Like it wasn't like honestly a lot of PS1 games and stuff like that do not hold up too well. But GameCube, heck yeah, GameCube, PS2, like all this stuff, it holds up decently well.
Yeah.
Oof. Dude,
but
I didn't get a GameCube. I've just been relying on my Wii.
Really?
Like, it has
you don't have a
GameCube
GameCube
feature, but I don't have a GameCube now.
That's surprising.
I had one as a kid, but I gave it to my cousin, and they blew it up.
Ooh, mine has a burn on it, but wait. Actually, that's a thing we have to go into. How did they blow it up?
I think it's because it's hot where they live, so it heated up so much that it exploded.
Where they live, Venus? What the fuck you mean?
I don't know.
But today woke up at 5.
Really? Today?
Yeah.
Oh, is it for League?
League Worlds again. Tomorrow is the last quarterfinals match because all the games start at 5 and then the series go on. Friday was T1 versus Hanwha Live 3-0 T1. It was honestly one of the hardest stomps seen in a long time. Yesterday was EDG versus RNG, both of China's representatives who have made it this far. EDG won. And then today was Damwon Kia, reigning world champion, versus Mad Lions, the only EU representative. So I was like, I'll wake up for that. But I couldn't sleep, so I went to sleep at like 3:30, and then I woke up at 5. And so I just, watched it. I took like a 2-hour nap after the game finished because it was a 3-0. There was like a one close game amongst them, but it was, in the end, the results was a 3-0 win for Damwon Kia. So I was like, okay, it's like 9 a.m. I'll take a nap. So I slept till like 11. So, I'm a little tired, but I was like, I don't want to sleep too much and then not be able to sleep tonight.
True.
But one of the interesting things is for Worlds this time, I don't know if they're trying to do it like more like traditional sports, but they're adding the basically a reward for the winning team is they're getting a championship ring for
getting rings now.
Yeah,
this is getting official.
They're getting some ice. It's a collaboration with Mercedes-Benz is I think one of the sponsors behind it, and I'm very curious on how it is because it's like 18 karat white gold or some shit.
Shit.
So
old head esports players are gonna be like, we were playing before they even had rings. All right, that's how good we were. They were showing off their rings in the press field.
I'll be honest,
what's good?
I'll be pissed if I won the year before the rings because like I'll be honest, I'd want a ring. Want a ring.
Why not?
That seems kind of nice. I can't wait for in years to come when people are just gonna flaunt how many rings they have.
Like, yeah, what's good? This is when I won with T1 back in 22. All right, what's good?
Yeah,
what's good?
So
you don't got one of these. You don't got one of these. I don't see one.
But I think adding a little bit of physical merchandise is a pretty cool thing because
cool, it makes it seem more official. I don't know.
Yeah, because like the winners of the tournaments, each individual gets their own skin, which is in game, and then one of the things that they get is they get a percentage of proceeds from that skin being bought.
Ooh.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll see people choose or most likely you'll see someone choose a popular character because in the end that character is going to sell more, but it has to be a character you played throughout Worlds.
Yeah.
So another interesting thing about that, like a little fun fact, was there's I believe it's Fiora. There's two champions, Fiora and Riven, and a few years ago, I don't know which person who was, but they were a top laner, and I guess they were had a godly Riven, and it was banned from them throughout all of Worlds, and they ended up winning and they got a skin, but they couldn't have their skin on Riven, who is their favorite character, because they never got the chance to play it throughout all of Worlds tourney. So he had to choose a different character, and I guess one of the animations for the character Fiora, who's the skin it's on, has Riven's sword because it's just a little ode to the fact that he never got to play the character he wanted to play at Worlds.
That's funny. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I think last week we talked about who was making out of groups. TL didn't make it out of groups, but they bounced back and are having a collaboration with Akatsuki Naruto on October 29th.
Is this a threat? Is this next year we're coming for blood?
No. Tomorrow, 5 a.m. is the last semifinals match or quarterfinals match. It is Gen G versus C9, so I'm probably going to wake up for that at 5 a.m.
All right.
And then, but the TL Akatsuki Naruto one looks pretty interesting because the only other collaboration I see with that design is Hypeland, and those products were really nice. So I'm very curious on the TL Akatsuki collab.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And I'm bummed for Hypeland though. Originally, it was supposed to be 3 collaborations to drop in October. It was supposed to be Yu-Gi-Oh!, Zatch Bell, and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Dropped. I got one pink hoodie.
Yeah.
I don't think Zatch Bell dropped, or it dropped without me noticing. And then the brand said Yu Yu Hakusho got delayed till November. So I'm a little bummed. Yeah, because I'm really excited for the Yu Yu Hakusho one, but I'm a little glad because I'm I need
you can save some money.
I need some money. They released a teaser of some image of some shirts. I was like, I'll buy this. I'll be honest, that design of that shirt, it gives me it reminds me of a bowling shirt. So you're gonna see me at Rancho in a freaking Yu Yu Hakusho bowling at 300 in a freaking Yusuke shirt.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm down for it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that was all I had. I had for 26.
That's all we had for episode 26. Wow, 26. Let's go.
Yep. So next week, I'll probably let everyone know if I was actually an idiot with Metroid Dread, or or I'm actually hard stuck in this game.
I'll let you know if I ever play Persona 5 Royal ever again.
Yeah, we'll see if Netflix gets it together for episode 2 of Komi-san.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Yep. See you next week.
All
Bye.
Right.